Yeah, that's normal. That'll be fine. Distance. Yeah, I might need to adjust that. Let's pull it out, see if that solves the problem. Not too much, just a little bit. How fast the ammo tracks enemies when not locked on. What do you mean when not locked on? How else would it track it? Okay, we're fine. And all that stuff got saved, right? Yep, it got saved. We're good. Don't remember. I was going to say that was probably an option on the PlayStation 4, but I don't remember ever having to adjust it. We're up to the open world section, so we made it past the 90-minute or the 80-minute prologue, if you will. So now we actually get to roam around the dilapidated open world. So far, the game's performance is perfectly fine. If you told me it's locked to 30 frames a second, I would believe you. I mean, I'm capturing at 30 frames a second because I know the game doesn't go any higher than that. But I did think it was interesting that the game's frame rate isn't jumping around nearly as much as it does in the PlayStation 4. It was unlocked in the PlayStation 4, which raises the question of how the game runs on a PlayStation 4 Pro. Whoops. I can dash with the ZR button. I'm playing with an 8-bit DOE pad, which is, well, it's fine. Like, it's great for Super NES games. I would argue it's not so great for Switch games. Like, I just want, like, a good old-fashioned, like, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360 controller, so... I bought one, but it's not... I can't map it to the Switch. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll head out over here to the objectives. I'm not going to kill the animals yet. The game may require me to do that later. You know, to complete some objective. Okay, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is the mini-map. And I'm headed for the red diamond that's on the top of that mini-map. I do have a larger map here if I need to... if I need to get more specific about where I want to go. Map mode. So we're headed here. I don't know what those red things are. I think there might be pickups. We'll figure it out eventually. We'll unfog the map as we go. The plan was to actually... I got stuck on something. I guess the camera got stuck on something. The plan was to actually see how the game performs in regular open world combat, because if it sticks to 30, that's fine. I'm not really intending on doing a full playthrough of this game again. I have a PlayStation 4 game save if I have to do that. I think I sold the PlayStation 4 version of this game about a month ago. I'll double check. It's another one of those games that I purchased at a decent price. It was like $10 when I bought it. This Nier Automata got very inexpensive. It's one of those games that didn't rocket in price when the pandemic happened. But it's also one of those games where if you bought it at the wrong time, it spiked, and you probably might have gotten scared and decided to buy it at that price because you were worried the game might have gotten harder to find. On the PS4, the game runs, like I said, it's mostly fine. It's the version of the game it's the version of the game most people have played anyway. The PC version runs fine if you can get a hold of one of those mods that came out for it. It's one of those programs that allows you to tweak some of the settings to make the game run faster on lower powered hardware, that also helps out people with better hardware. Because it just helps the game's performance, basically. Yeah, you can't, again, some crumbling buildings you can't walk into because of invisible walls. Like, it just is what it is. I want to say more enemies start showing up a bit later in the game once you complete some of the objectives. Like some of the story objectives. But for now, you're just wandering around quite a bit. There are fishing areas here, too, but I don't think I've ever caught a single fish in this entire... I played this game for like 20-some hours on the PlayStation 4. I don't think I caught a single freaking fish. There. Yeah, I remember this place now. So we're here at the local bazaar, home of your friendly neighborhood resistance.
ここがレジスタンスキャンプか。まずリーダーに情報を聞いてみましょうよ。
I think they should probably go underground so that no one can sneak in. This place is. I have a feeling there's a story beat later in the game where, you know, everyone just gets wrecked. The whole place gets invaded because they don't know enough to actually hide. And this part's in 2D. I never understood why. First of all, I said I was going to fight, so we'll do that a bit later. We'll do it pretty shortly. Anemone. What, like a sea anemone? There's plenty of loot to gather here. I bought some of these healing up. By the way, I can't move into the foreground or the background here. So I can't just jump down. Well, now I can, because there's a ladder. Again, weird design. The design documents for this game must have been weird. See? Lots of recovery items. Okay, fine, I'll talk to Sea Anemone. Where are we?
お前たちは2号。
あれ 2B のことを知ってるんですか？
いや、バンカーから連絡が来てたからな。私の名前はアネモネ。この辺り一帯のアンドロイドレジスタンスを取りまとめている。バンカーから話は聞いている。このエリアの調査担当になったらしいな。情報は私よりも他の連中の方が詳しいだろう。私を通さなくていいから好きに聞いてくれ。
Okay. Like I said, the ladies are fresh to death, but the dudes are all wearing baggy clothes. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely interested in that type of thing. What? Yep, it's busted. Well, help him out. Oh, we're probably it's probably another fetch quest. We're fetching stuff for him. 4 complex gadgets, huh? So the incredibly aggressive machines out there will probably drop the loot we want. Video games. That's how they operate. It's a subquest. Like I said, we're just hoarding subquests and completing them. So I guess that'll be the 1 hour of content I'm trying to do for this game. Another subquest giver. Hey, it's Yoko Taro. As a woman in this case. Yeah, Yoko Taro has a head just like that. He has a mask just like that. The director of this game apparently has a mask kind of like that. This game is too hard. Special auto chips. Equip them as you lock. What do you know? You're saying that video games can have an easy mode? Even Japanese games have an easy mode sometimes? Can't use any lock-on in hard mode. Yeah, tutorials might have some stuff. So if there's no lock-on, that makes it interesting to see how the shooting mechanics would work. There's no lock-on. In a game like this, trying to set up the shooting would be really annoying. Where should I go now? Yep. And the red diamond shows you your next destination. What's an access point? that thing. So when does the fast travel open up? Won't be able to use them until you get rid of the enemies that are attacking the terminals. Which I guess is important later in the game when it's harder to find them. Or maybe on the harder difficulty levels, they're constantly being guarded. So long, strange resistance woman dressed up like Yoko Taro. It's a lot more mini-map information. Travel to another access point. Yeah, I want to make sure that fast travel is working. Because I don't know why it wasn't working in the PlayStation version. Maybe it had to be patched in. Nope, that's the only access point. So I guess maybe I can unlock another one. I don't know when. We'll try and unfog the rest of the map. See if we can unlock some more fast travel points. Give me that. Of course, I can't access this right now. It's more gated, locked content. Whoop! Sorry, I didn't mean to kick anyone in the face. There's a shop over there. We'll do a regular save in a second. I gotta go to the tutorial to see what the fast travel system's about. Acquiring additional pods. Yeah, probably have to open some treasure chests out in the open world to grab them. Yeah, now the game tells you how to adjust the camera. At least the game's honest about that. Taking them to the maintenance shop. It'll cost money materials. Yeah, so you need to collect materials to upgrade them. Yeah, see what we can do from here. 25. We need 10 tree seeds. Mushrooms, water, natural rubber. Okay, so I only have, all I've found so far are tree seeds. Not good enough. These are too expensive. Sounds interesting, actually. This one I already earned at the start of the game. Blocks melee attack sounds cool. This increases the capacity of the, yeah. So remember, every, I have to show you the menu. Okay, so back in the menu. Sorry, wrong bud. Sorry, don't mind me, I'm just high kicking. We have, not there. Was it under, it was under skills. Yeah, this is the stack that shows all the chips I've installed. The capacity is based on, again, you can increase the capacity of the stack so you can hold more chips. I don't think I have any chips that are uninstalled that I actually want to equip yet. But yeah, I just think it's weird that the helper, that all of the quality of life features are tied to a mechanic like this. So I guess you can turn it off. If you want to equip different chips, then it's like, yeah, you can turn off the ability to see your life bar or something, which is a weird feature to turn off, but it's probably Yoko Taro making a point. If you don't want quality of life features, you can just get rid of them. You can also self-destruct if you want. Again, some gaming auteurs get kind of meta about how their games work. They get meta about mechanics because as they're thinking about the game, these thoughts, as they're designing the game and coming up with lots of random features, they're coming up with lots of features. They're like, hey, did you ever wonder, like, I think Yoko Taro's philosophy of game design sometimes is, hey, did you ever wonder why? And then he adds a mechanic based on those wonderings. his wanderlust. Speaking of lust, Wasn't there supposed to be someone else I'm supposed to talk to? Yeah, like who was the guy who said, wouldn't it be cool if 2B, like, wasn't wearing this skirt? Like someone probably, like imagine like you know the musician from Street Fighter 2, like Yoko Shimomura, walking up to Yoko. Can you imagine Yoko Shimomura and Yoko Shimomura and Yoko Taro walk into a bar? Yoko Shimomura asks why 2B is wearing a split skirt. And Yoko Taro explains. Then Yoko Shimomura is disturbed by the answer. But as Jules once said in Pulp Fiction, if the answers frighten you, you should cease asking scary questions. Like why is Chun-Li so thick? Yeah. Yoko wouldn't be in the business for as long as she did, for as long as she has been, without, you know, putting up with a lot of nonsense. So we're fetching materials for you. Okay, fine, we'll be your little robot fetchers. Yeah, we'll agree to help. You better give me that loot if I do help, though. Ask yourself what kind of game you think this is. So we'll do a quick save here, I guess. So if nothing else, I gotta unlock a fast travel point. At least that's my logic, anyway. Speed feet. Cleverly disguised access points can be used for the following: unlocking map service, unlocking a save area. Yeah. Fine. That was actually already explained like half an hour ago, but whatever. No complaints. Okay, so let's see if we can find some more of these red access points. So I guess in order to make progress, I have to complete some of these subquests. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. That's an event marker or a quest destination? Yeah, it's a quest destination. Okay, that explains that. We're collecting drops, aren't we? Yeah, the weapon dealer's request. Yeah, we're going to this area, killing enemies and collecting drops. Let's be honest. All right. Let's see how the combat do.
オペレーター6より 2B さんへ定期連絡の時間です。
こちら 2B 異常なし。
それは良かったです。今日の地球の天気はいいですか？
問題なし。それは作戦に関係する情報？
いえいえ、そうではなくて、天気がいいと気分がいいのかなーなんて。
気分が良くても良くなくても作戦には関係ない。
2B さんらしいですね。それではまた。
Banter. There is good dialogue in this game, actually. It's been whatever the localization, I would say. I don't know if it's faithful, but the dialogue is good, so there is something to be said for that. I actually didn't really. I don't remember having. I didn't have a problem with the dialogue in this game, or the dialogue in Nier, or in Drakengard 3, which I thought was hilarious. Like that's the kind of game. Like Drakengard 3 is the kind of game that I would absolutely watch a YouTube video of. I wouldn't want to play it though. The game's a freaking mess. Now we're talking.
機械生命体を確認。しかも適正反応があります。
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You gotta stay out the way. Yeah, I think those. That's how they telegraph their attacks. I think they're kind of just rearing up. Yep, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. We have to hold down the fire guard. Did he hit me? I think I got them all. Were they supposed to drop something? Yeah, I think they were supposed to drop some crap. Yeah, it's one of them. Where are the others? It's one of those missions where the stuff we want might not drop. So you might have to come back later so the enemies will respawn. It's one of those things. Game's holding up. Frame rate seems fine. And again, I am disappointed this game never got a physical release on the Xbox. If it did, maybe it came out in another country, but I've never seen one. At least not in a catalog anywhere. So I think the game was only released digitally on the Xbox. But I think there was a thing with the Xbox One X version where it was in 4K, but the frame rate sucked. I forget.
中央エリアはかなり植物の侵食が進んでるな。サイズもかなり大きい。
情報人類退避後植物の巨大化現象を確認。
ふん。でっかいイノシシとかいたりして。
Let me check out what some of those what are some of those transparent map icons? I saw those earlier. They're the black ones and they're the white ones. What are those white ones? Not on the map. Because they're not on the map. They're on the mini map though. Now what are we unlocking here? We can try unfogging this part of the map. Turn left. That might be a save point. Yeah, right over here. So there are black icons here on the mini-map and some white icons. Yeah, I think these black enemies probably aren't going to attack me here. Maybe later they will. It's the sort of game where you come back to the same area and they switch things up. Okay, boys, I'm going to do the test. Avert your eyes. Okay, sorry. I was going to see if I was going to get I was going to see if I can get the achievement, but let's not do that. We'll behave. Although, isn't this the game where they, what was it? If you did it when you were controlling 9S, spoiler alert, you could do the same action, and I think you'd get the same achievement, which I think is kind of hilarious. But again, returning to that Yoko Taro, Yoko Shimomura conversation I hypothetically constructed, yeah. The developers knew what they were doing. And that's the safe spot that's being guarded by the enemies. We'll slide down. Yeah, the game's holding up. Frame rate's fine. So it's good to know. And no, I'm not going to be playing this game for another 5 hours. I just want to see how it controls in regular exploration.
予測当該地帯の敵による通信妨害
Not dead yet. So we should have a save point here. And the inbox, nope, nothing to report here. Can't fast travel here. So I don't know what other area in this game has access to a fast travel point. It might be like a town or something that has a save point inside the town. I don't remember if that was a robot I can deal with. Not gonna kill the board just yet. So I did my quick save. Yeah, don't fall down there. Is there anything else over here I should be unlocking? Let's find out. In the map mode. Yeah. We have to turn back. We'll turn back around in a second. So I found the save point. That's the bridge. It might just be a dead end. Find out in a second. We're not going to try and fight the robot just yet, but I made a quick save already, so I don't have to worry about that.
警告機械生命体反応高エネルギーで危険な装備を確認
By the way, have I told you the story about the original Tomb Raider developers at Core Design who wanted to know who were asked when the decision was made to make the protagonist female? Yeah, I believe the response was, if you're going to be staring at someone's rear end for the entire game, you might as well be staring at a woman's rear end. And the spirit of Core Design lives on in Nier Automata, Year of Yorha edition. But really, I mean, I think, okay, we're gonna avoid that part of the conversation. But I'm trying to figure out, like, in terms of pacing, like, the complaint for at least a decade was, well, the stereotype was the Japanese weren't good at making good open world games because right around the time Skyrim came out, the issue was, like, Skyrim, Saints Row, Grand Theft Auto 3, stuff like that. The complaint at the time was that the Japanese either didn't know how to design really compelling open worlds or they weren't really interested in making them. They didn't see the point of them. And I mean, it's not like, you know, old 20th century, you know, NES games or Genesis games didn't have open world-ish stuff in them. Like, you could argue that Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda, is an open world game. You just have to find the dungeons. You can do whatever you want in the world. But, and of course, well, Metroid is an open world. But the whole idea was, hey, why aren't there games, why don't the Japanese make games like, you know, Grand Theft Auto 3 and Saints Row and Morrowind or whatever? And I guess because the idea is that maybe the paradigm for game development in Japan at the time didn't think that was a big deal. A lot of AAA developers weren't doing them. I mean, obviously there were games like Final Fantasy that had open world-ish parts in them. I mean, what is it? The last half of Final Fantasy VI was an open world game. There's nothing over here. This is just a dead end, huh? I mean, there's some collectibles here, I guess. So there are things you can collect out here. And I don't know if this was the first Japanese open world game to like really hit it big in the 21st century. Because Dark Souls 2, I mean, obviously 2022 is the year of Elden Ring. But Dark Souls 2 wasn't really an open world game. It was like, I didn't play enough of it. Hi. But it was like, what was it? Dark Souls 2 was like a gauntlet, like a linear gauntlet, but there were some tangents in it. So there were parts of the game where you can like go in you can take different paths. But the reason why I stopped playing Dark Souls 2 is because, again, it's just another, you know, it's just a bunch of corridors leading to boss fights. And I just got sick of dealing with the boss fights. I never thought the whole design of one-on-one duels in Dark Souls was that interesting. Like, imagine making a Dark Souls-like game with Street Fighter 2 characters. Okay, Street Fighter 2's combat, I think, holds up to that kind of design. For starters, there's no stamina meter you have to manage. We'll talk about that later. But this is not another Dark Souls rant, but this game comes out, I think the idea was, okay, if you want to play an open world game, this is the open world game to play. In the year 2017, this is the open world game you need to play. Isn't there supposed to be a river around here? Well, there it is. How are the water effects, John Lindemann? It's pretty good. I think I'm playing this on a Switch. Yeah, the resolution's a bit lower than the PS4 version. I think this is a perfectly suitable way to play. This is a perfectly suitable way to play the game, at least early on. Maybe it gets worse later. This is a one-way door, I think. Okay, I'm pressing the A button. I think you can only open it from the other side. Yeah, it's a one-way door. It's like Dark Souls. It leads to a shortcut. You take the long way around, then you open that door, and it basically becomes a shortcut. So if you ever want to come back here, you just take that shortcut. Not having to take the long way. I actually kind of like that kind of game design, where it's like, okay, you put people through a one-way gauntlet, Then once you complete the gauntlet, then you get the you unlock a shortcut. So you don't have to go the long way every time unless you want to. And there is collision detection. Yeah, see, there's collision detection in this open world when you hit a bush. She runs face first into a bush. Say it like that. That can't help the frame rate. What was that game? Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U didn't even have collision detection. People were just running through. People were running through cars in that game because there's no collision detection in the open world. But it saved on performance because it means you don't have to calculate all those those bounding boxes or whatever. And I saved my game already, so we're fine. Let's go up. Let's get a high point, see if we can find someplace else that's interesting. If not, it's usually worth it to explore out here because you can get items you might need, like craftable items. Oh, this could be bad. No, these guys won't fight me, I hope. These guys won't fight me, he said portentously. But they'll get aggressive later, I believe. So yeah, the geometry, they obviously cut back on some of the detail, but the game runs just fine. Oh, it's broken shadows. I saw that. You can't fool me. Yeah. Some weird shadows, huh? But whatever. We'll call it a slight glitch. Nothing game-breaking. Yeah, I admit, I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, I saw the Digital Foundry video like a month ago when it launched, when this game came out on the Switch for the first time. Game seems to be holding up. Again, I haven't really gone to any... I did that big boss fight in the prologue. But other than that, I mean, the game seems to be holding up just fine. So I think that's the good news to report. It runs better than Doom. Of course, I think we can be honest and say that Doom Eternal is a much more demanding game. Yeah, you can hold down the jump button to do a floaty drop like that. So yeah, that's another way to do some traversal in this game. Yeah, I just think the open world is too barren and uninteresting, so I never really... I can stick with this game, because I spent a lot of time just kind of hoping for interesting stuff, but again, this isn't really a Skyrim kind of game. This is not the kind of game where, you know, there's fun around every corner. It's just sort of... you just keep wandering till you find something. Or you hope that you find something. Like I said, I wish there were fast travel. Or if it were more easy, or if it were better explained. It's under Intel, I think. Tutorials. Okay, I know that. Okay, you can switch targets by holding down the lock-on button. But I zoom the camera out, so it should be easier for me to deal with. The combat should be easier for me to deal with because the camera's not so tight. But in the prologue, I don't think I was able to adjust the camera during the prologue. So of course, the spaces were tighter in the prologue, so I guess that's not unusual. Counter with perfect evade, yeah, that makes sense. So you press ZR for a perfect evade with a precise time. Yeah, basic stuff. And like I said, you press the ZR button, and then you can get to a full sprint when you're done with the dash. So that helps you wander around the open world a bit more easily. There's nothing here about absolutely nothing here about fast travel. Apparently it gets unlocked later, but I'm gonna have to go online to figure out when the fast travel gets unlocked. Because I can understand why they want you to see the world, but in a game like Skyrim, they reward you for exploring. There we go, we're done. So I could have completed that a lot sooner, but I was just wandering around, seeing what I can find. There's a supplier's request over here I can do. I guess I really should save my game, but we'll get to that. Over here. Might be a save point over here. Again, pretty barren. Which is another reason to have fast travel, because at some point once you find something, it's nice to be able to fast travel back to it. Yeah, there's another save point over there.
推奨当該地域の敵排除とアクセスポイントの速やかな復旧
Oh, not done yet.
Yeah.
No fair fighting back. Down he goes. Take those Sonic the Hedgehog rings. I knew look, I'm gonna watch Sonic the Hedgehog eventually. It's one of those games. It's like a brain off movie. But part of me, I know I'm not gonna like it because I hated the Pikachu movie that came out a couple of years before that, and the ground has been laid. Like, I kind of know what kind of movie it's going to be, so if it winds up being not terrible, I guess I'll be surprised. It's streaming for free on Pluto TV, December of 2022, which is good for people like me, because I was never going to pay to see it. But Sonic the Hedgehog was also the kind of movie that was already available for free at most libraries anyway. But that's the great thing about it, being able to borrow bandwidth from the public libraries, that you can watch stuff without having to worry about it eating into your data cap. I got the broken key. Guess we'll unflog a couple other areas on the map. By the way, can I go back to the bunker and fast travel back to the bunker? Because I think that's the only fast travel I have access to, is between the bunker and the resistance base, which isn't great. Yeah, so I can't go to the menu while I'm in the middle of a high kick, or recovering from a high kick, which is rather amusing. Okay, I already saved my game. I'm just... I never commit some of my game saves to memory, so I always feel the need to save multiple times. Imagine it, well, this isn't Resident Evil. You don't have to... Thankfully, Yoko Taro didn't add one of those mechanics to his game. We need small gear and a broken circuit, so I think this is the stuff that might not drop, so I'm going to have to pay attention. Over there. 2017, was that the year that God of War on the PS4? No, it was 2018, I think. But I mentioned before, I'm glad that we're getting a bunch of I'm glad the Switch is getting a bunch of these AAA games that were incredibly popular on other consoles. I mean, the PlayStation Portable, I think, was the first, well, obviously the Nomad and the Turbo Express were like, yeah, you can play home games on a portable console, but they melted batteries. And now we have this thing, which gives you at least 3 hours of... I think you can probably play this game for like 2 or 3 hours, I think, on a plane. Of course, you might have to wear a bag over your head in the process. But what are you playing? Oh, that looks like a Nier Automata. Wait, is she wearing pants? No, she's not wearing pants. So yeah, maybe you don't want to play this game in public. I mean, given the choice between playing this and Galgun, at least I guess this is the more presentable game. Okay, we need some drops. Do the enemies drop them? Yeah, the robots probably drop them. Okay, we're gonna have to kill a couple of robots, okay. Okay, let's drop the loot. Give it up. I'm gonna beat them up for their lunch money. So I became the aggressor. I understand. Careful. That was a waste. So how do I save my progress? There's something else I need. Yeah, how do I heal myself? I'm done. Okay, we're all done. Let's head back home.
これで道具屋さんに頼まれたものは全て集まりましたね。
Like I said, it's too bad we can't fast travel.
雑用って大変ですね。
地上のレジスタンスはヨルハ部隊にとっても大事な同胞。彼らの手助けをするのも私たちの重要な任務だから文句を言わない。
はーい。
Pay attention to that story beat. It's supposed to be important. Like I think I've mentioned that doing all these chores was really tedious for me, but it's like, I guess that was supposed to be the point, to which my response is it's an awfully pretentious way to make that point. You can establish the tedium of doing chores for people to make them feel better out of self-interest, without resorting to the whole shuttling back and forth thing. Trust me. A lot of younger folks buy into the idea that, again, if I were like a teenager, I would totally buy into the idea that this game was brilliant because everything it made you do was for a point. Like an athlete who thinks that their abusive head coach is teaching them valuable life lessons. Are there any other unequipped ships? Nope. I'm gonna have to waste it. Well, I can buy more items. Like, I got $60 already, so I can afford to buy more items. Whoops. So I can afford to eat one of these potions. But how do I heal myself otherwise? So we'll probably end up using that just to keep the screen's gonna. We're gonna keep the screen gray. We're gonna make this game even more pretentious and stay playing in black and white. Because we cinematic like that. So where's the tutorial that explains how to heal yourself? Well, we'll probably just fast travel. I mean, I hope the game doesn't expect me to fast travel all the way back to the, Yeah, I hope the game doesn't expect me to fast travel all the way back to the bunker just to heal myself. Bye. So maybe this version of the game fixed the whole bug where stuff doesn't drop when you fight these enemies. Because I remember wasting at least half an hour on a mission where I had to collect stuff, like right around here. Like enemies were supposed to spawn right around here. They were supposed to drop items, and if the loot didn't drop, then you were hosed. So if there's a faster way back to the camp, I don't know what it is. And all these items, the enemies respawn after a few minutes, I think, and all the items respawn after several minutes. So it's usually worth it to come back and see what's out here. But yeah, the plan, I rented this game from the library just to see how it, I'm renting a lot of games just to see how they perform on the Switch. Not to play through them, of course. Like, I'll be playing Street Fighter 2 a bit later. That game seems to run pretty well on this. It was Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection is what it was. So it's got the first 9 Street Fighter games, including the infamous Street Fighter 1 that no one's played. Or no one should play, trust me. I have a video of me playing that game. Trust me, you don't want to play it. Even for novelty reasons. How do I get to the freaking camp? It's probably below me. Now I feel like an idiot. How do I get to the camp? Yeah, over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah. Yeah, this game just went totally French on us. See, I'm holding down the ZR button, so I got that full sprint going on. Okay, I got your crap. Actually, then hold on. Where's the rest area? Is there a rest area? Yeah, we'll transport up there, I guess. So I did a quick save. We can transport out to the bunker. I might have to go online to figure out how the whole fast travel system gets unlocked. Which I'm not opposed to doing. I just think it's weird that they gate the fast travel like that. Again, games where you do this much traversal through like barren territory, at some point there should be a fast travel system, like very early in the game. Like again, the whole point of exploring in Skyrim is to bank fast travel points you can travel to anytime you want. See, once you find a fast travel point, you can always come back to it. You can make it worth their while, just don't make people shuttle back and forth between points of interest all the time. So let's see if I get all my health back. Yeah, just take a nap in your clothes, you'll be fine. Unlike what's-her-name. Yeah, what's-her-name in the other room was sleeping without was basically just sleeping in her underwear. But she was sleeping with her shoes on. Because why not? Yeah, completely healed. Now we're talking. Okay, there's another save point here? There's another access point here on the other side of the space station. I wonder what that is. Why would there be 2 access points in the space station? Yeah, weird, huh? Oh well. Maybe it's intentional. What to tell you? Oh well. I'm gonna have to kick it myself pretty soon now that I've rested here in the game. But I was hoping there's probably got to be a rest spot inside this resistance camp, so we'll spend the next 5 minutes exploring most of it, just to kind of see what's out here. I'm not gonna try and start a conversation with everyone though. That would be a waste of everyone's time, especially mine. So I can't go through the door yet, right? Nope. Bunch of gated and locked content. So where's the do? Yeah, the 2 red icons on the mini-map. That was shockingly easy to do, actually. You having second thoughts, weapons trader? Might be having an existential crisis. Well, you're in the right game for that existential crisis, my good sir. You found the materials. Thank you. I can start fixing stuff. Yeah. So it's the whole argument about I'm going to keep this part of my body because it's the only part of my body that hasn't been switched out. Like, okay. Well, speaking as a dude who sold like 50 games in the last 2 months, I'm not a big fan of holding on to things simply because I had them at one point. As long as I'm still here, we can part company with all the other material goodies, as far as I'm concerned. Do I actually want to buy anything? Yeah, I got a bunch of recovery items already. These are temporary buffs. Again, maybe the sound analysis graph is useful for, like, finding hidden items. I don't know. Experience gauge. Seems like such a weird. It's such an expensive, weird thing to buy. Increases maximum HP by 5 whole percentage points. Ooh, we can ride the boars. Prevents them from running when approached, which is if you need to harvest certain things, I guess you'll need that. I might need to buff these up. I can buy one of these. So if I equip it, what do I want to? Well, I'll probably want to sell something I definitely don't want. Auto weapon switch. I'm definitely gonna have to sell some of those. How much does it increase by? Oh, well, whatever. I guess I'm just supposed to hoard a bunch of stuff for the next 50 hours of gameplay, huh? So again, I already saved my game. I'm curious what happens once I remove the chip. I'll mess around with that. Okay, fine. Bye. Let me equip this thing. Give me a second. It's under skills. Plug-in chips. Seems fine to me. Max HP up. That requires 11. I got enough space for it. Yeah, I can't imagine why I would hide that stuff. Again, such a weird system they got going on here. Oh, is this where I rest? Yeah, can I rest here in any of these beds? Apparently not. Because I don't want to have to go back to the bunker every time I want to sleep. Say it with your chest. Yeah, one more mission to claim. One more mission to turn in. Oh wait, starting up a new mission actually. Yeah, you forgot to give me my loot. 5,000 G's. Upgrade the blade. Well, I have all the items I need, so that's good. So the combo hits 5 times. And it's significantly stronger, actually. I have enough money, thank goodness. So that's good. Don't have any titanium alloyed or dented plates, so you have to collect a bunch of craftable items. Collect a bunch of ingredients to upgrade your craft. Oh, you got fetch quests for us too, huh? Sure. More fetch questing. Yeah, the desert. Yeah, that desert trip's gonna be a real haul, so we'll have to do that later. 'Cause I remember that being a real haul. Yes, the jukebox for the music, right? Yeah, where do we rest? Here? I mean, sure, we could sit. What is this, Skyrim? You can sit if you want, I guess. Does it do anything? Nah, really. Does it heal us? Okay, so what music are we gonna listen to? I wasn't playing anything, really. Stage. With vocals, just add the vocals. Do I have to stay here to listen to it? I probably have to stay here to actually listen to it. Yeah, there's a layer of vocals that get that Here's over the music. So it's like the drums when you ride, when Super Mario World, when you ride Yoshi, the drums up here. So it's kind of like that, I guess. I want to say Valkyria Elysium does the same thing. Yeah, we're in 2D now. So how do I talk to that dude in the back? Yeah, I can't go into the background. There might be another way to get back there, though. Or do I wait till he comes in front of us? There we go. I thought there'd be a bed around here. I mean, there might still be one, if I'm being honest. Nope, can't open that. What are they working on exactly? Maybe they're fetching stuff like I am. Well, let me know. Well, wouldn't be a RPG without people trying to make fetch happen. Ain't going here either. Yeah, thanks. More gated content, huh? You already got that. I guess I can jump down here if there's a ladder. So there's nothing over here. So, I mean, so is there a place where I can sleep, or do I have to go all the way back to the bunker if I need to rest? Yeah, I don't know, man. I tend to believe I'm supposed to be able to rest inside the beds over here. Or maybe sitting at the bench by the jukebox rests. I don't know. It's weird. Like, seriously, there's gotta be a bench. Unless saving my game here works the same way as a bench does. I don't know. Okay, the point is that the game runs fine. At least for the first, like, 3 or 4 hours, I guess. Can't go through that door yet.